What's going on, guys? Today we got the Season 3 Reloaded patch notes, and there's a lot more to them than I think what anybody was truly expecting. We got buffs and nerfs of weapons. We got a bunch of additions to the Verdansk map, some cool limited time event stuff, and let's just dive into it and get to the nitty gritty so that you don't have to. So let's start off. So obviously, of course, the update goes out today on May 1st. I believe you could already have started like loading it up on PlayStation and Xbox, but I think on Steam you have to wait until before the update comes out, which is usually like sometime in the afternoon if you're on the East Coast time. Sometimes it could be a little earlier. So the major event going on for right now, they're doing kind of like again another Weed event, this time featuring Seth Rogen, which is really cool. Some high art stuff and multiplayer zombies in Warzone. Activation dates from May 1st to the 15th. Blaze of Glory, some more stuff there. Now, the most noticeable changes that are happening to Verdansk, which I think everyone's so excited about, Train Station is going to be opening up. If you guys don't remember what that was like, Train Station literally had multiple levels to it, had a lot of good loot, and a lot of people landed there similar to like how they would land at Superstore. So now it just gives another highly active spot for you to drop down, especially if you weren't too comfortable going Superstore because maybe you felt like you really couldn't see, or like there was just too many people going there, and now you have two spots where like the split of the population of the game is gonna go. I honestly, I always loved going Train Station. I thought it was super cool, so this is gonna be great. And it always had really great loot too. And then now, of course, because in this, which we'll get to, you'll be able to actually scale the buildings again with the ascenders. The ascenders are back, so when people are sniping on the top, you can have multiple ways of trying to flank them, whether it's through the staircase that takes you all the way to the top, through the multi-level, shooting them through the glass, or using the ascenders. Moving train is back. The iconic Verdansk train is back. That used to be really cool. I know that it says that the recon contract is going to be on there. That's going to be kind of fun to see like how that winds up playing out. And then of course, exactly what I was just speaking about, the vertical ascenders are back. So literally like the towers in downtown, all these high to reach buildings that people are just basically doing staircase simulator for currently. You won't have to deal with the staircases anymore. You just got to worry about your ascenders and if there's a mine on the other end of it. But now we can get back to the really cool plays that people were able to use before, which is awesome. Let's see, for game modes currently for Resurgence, they're doing high trip Resurgence. I think they did something similar to this where like everything looked crazy and like I guess like it's supposed to be like if you were on weed, with special narrations, gameplay boosts, etc. And then the massive Resurgence mode. So feel free to check those out. You can pause and read those if that's like more of your thing. And then this is the weekly playlist that's going from May 1st to May 15th. So they're going to have solos, duos, and quads for Dance Royale, solos, duos, trios, quads for Resurgence. Always will there be quads for Plunder. Ranked play will only be trios, and then that limited time mode is going to be quads only. And then casual is quads. Ranked, this is a big update for the introduction of Ranked for the first time ever on Verdansk. Back in the day, we were praying for the opportunity to play Ranked on Verdansk, and then we didn't get Ranked in Warzone for a long time after that fact. So this is really cool that it's on there. If you guys are into Ranked Factor, there's a lot that goes into this. Feel free to pause this at any time or check out the Call of Duty website to read more onto it. But basically, any of the one-shot stuff is completely taken off. There's restrictions on particular barrels that will do higher levels of damage that are like just isn't fair. So anything that's considered not fair for a ranked mode, you won't be able to put on your guns or you won't be able to find in the game itself. Which is pretty cool, so feel free to kind of walk through any of this stuff after the fact if that's like more of your thing. There's rewards they've introduced this season for ranked play as well. I heard that's kind of trash though compared to previously. Loot and economy system update. So ground loot weapons have been updated. They removed uncompatible or underperforming attachments, aka picking up a submachine gun and it has a 4x scope on it. Whose idea that is, why you have to go through half a season with that, and then to figure out like, oh yeah, like we really shouldn't do that. It drives me bonkers, but you know, it is what it is. At least they're paying attention to what we've been saying a lot, and they're changing things up, which is great. Slight adjustment made to weapon class distribution, which probably means, as it says here, includes a reduction in the frequency of snipers and pistols. Snipers are a huge problem because they are one-shot capable with the AX50. I'm sorry, not AX50, the HDR, which then means that if it's going to be a one-shot, maybe you shouldn't have that, all over ground loot, which makes sense. They're going to add more high-value loot zones, which is really cool. So POIs are particularly going to have that, which is awesome to see. Movement speed change. Movement speed while plating is going to change depending on what weapon you're holding. So if you have an LMG usually makes you slower. So when you go to plate with an LMG now, that rate of speed of plating is as slow as moving with the LMG. Same if you have a sub or an AR, whatever that movement speed is going to match when you are putting on your plates. Which, I mean, we'll have to see how that feels. There's still going to be a slight difference if you're using the quick fix perk, which allows you to do the one-handed animation, but we'll see how that actually feels once the update goes live today. Changes to drill charges, changes to C4. I had read, C4s are going to be a lot better. That's going to be the main bigger difference. C4s and drill charges, radius increase from 3 meters to 5 meters for them, inner explosion from 155 to 200. Outer explosion damage increase from 39 to 100, and then C4 is like from 3 meter toss explosion to 5 meter explosion from 225 to 250. Middle explosion increase 112 to 180. So big changes. It's because of all the cars that people are driving too. So because I was tossing C4s and cars weren't blowing up. Spring mines are being nerfed, which is great to see. Blast trap detonation delay was I think that became just a little bit slower, a little bit of a longer window to counter them because it was almost instant. Stim shots, those did get nerfed. The speed increase was reduced from 15% to 8% because that's not really what they intended for it to do. Experimental gas no longer deals tick damage, which is great, which means that your gas mask won't be wasted. They're bringing back big game bounty contracts, and then they're adjusting the supply run contract. Supply runs completed will now also receive the fire sale reward, which is pretty cool. Now these are some of the kill streaks that they are adjusting. They're changing up the sentry gun, which, to be honest with you, I don't really know why that's in Warzone, but I mean, it was a part of it before, so why not? I guess we'll see how that goes. But it looks like they're making it, it seems a little crazy. Effective range from 50 meters to 100 meters. Lifetime increase from 90 seconds to 100 seconds. And max damage from 10 to 12. So we'll see how that winds up going. They're reintroducing the Bunker Buster. Explosive inner damage from 300 to 290. Adjustments aim to slightly reduce the Bunker Buster's total lethality while improving consistency. A lot of people were wanting Bunker Buster to come back just because of all the buildings they're in for dance that people are going on the roofs or hiding on the inside of, which to an extent I think I definitely agree. I don't know if I like Bunker Buster for Verdansk, but we'll see how that plays. Now there's an audible call out on activation of a UAV for enemies has been tightened up with the indicator. I mean, when the UAV goes off and you're on it, the map turns red already. So I don't know. I thought that alerted everybody, but maybe it wasn't. I guess the radius of it, the detection wasn't really that well done. Perk adjustments are changing low profile, which to be honest, no one really used. Bomb squads getting changed. Survivors being changed. Reactive armors being changed. Tracker outlines have been refined with thinner lines to improve visual clarity. I mean, that's pretty cool. Tracker was already a pretty good perk. To be honest, the rest of these perks, reactive armor, survivor, bomb squad, and low profile, are kind of trash. So they really didn't do much there. I thought they were going to do more with the perks. I thought, it'd be nice if they made high alert a little bit more of a better perk. Maybe they adjusted ghost, so we'll see. New weapons dropping. The Ladra submachine gun. That'll be cool to see how this goes, how good it is. And then the conversion kit for the Goblin, which makes it into explosive rocket ammunition that shoots out of it, which is crazy. Splash damage. Sounds like a ray gun on drugs, literally. And then a bunch of weapon adjustment changes. We got the I think the most notable to talk about is that the AK got nerfed, so you'll see a big change in what people are running as a secondary. I don't think you'll see a lot of people running AKs anymore, as the damage got nerfed and the mobility with the AK got nerfed. So now it's probably going to be set more as just like a primary category type of gun, which is very nice. The AMAX and the Kilo both got a 15% buff for reload speed, which is pretty cool. And I see here that a lot of Modern Warfare 3 guns and Modern Warfare 2 guns have been buffed. So I think they're trying to make it so that whether you're using Black Ops 6 guns or some of the previous guns, you can still hold your own in whatever shape or form. Which, if they're going to maintain all these guns in Warzone, it makes sense to do that. So that, you know, I mean, I love having a meta where there's so many different options, and not like you can only use this one gun and this one sub and then you're done. You also shouldn't have to use 2 ARs to be considered meta. Like, to be honest, that's always boring, like when you're using an AR as a sub. Now, if it's like there's 15 different options and like I could kill you with this AR, but like this sub could also get you, then that's fine. It's a little more evened out, but it was a little bit more drastic before with how that 8K was hidden. The Holger, the M4 from Modern Warfare 2, the TAC-56 got a buff. It's pretty crazy. They're adjusting that new C9 attachment that we got in the season event. Drop time improved on the SOG, which is cool. So it was just like a fix they had to do. The HRM got a buff. The WSP9 got a buff. So all these Modern Warfare 2 and 3 guns got buffs, which is pretty cool. Feel free to pause this at any time. There's nothing but positives on them, which is pretty important. I think the big thing a lot of people are waiting on was what are they doing in terms of the sniper rifle, which is the HDR. The HDR got a slight nerf. The ADS speed, so the amount of time it takes you to look into your scope, was slowed down from 510 milliseconds to 600 milliseconds. We'll see if that actually feels different. It is not changed at all the fact that you can one-shot somebody from any distance, which I think it should continue to do. I think it's great for the game. It makes it exciting. It makes it a lot of fun when you can snipe. And what's also great to see is that I don't believe you'll be able to use the HDR in ranked. So as long as in pubs games you can do that, cool. In ranked, I can't just get one shot as soon as I load in because someone pulled it out of a box. I think it's totally awesome. And it looks like they buffed the FJX Imperium. Medium damage range, 1 removed. I don't really know what that means, but it looks like they buffed the damage range in general. I think that's maybe what they meant. I don't know. It says something removed, but it's all green here. It looks like the range itself of the gun has gone up by a lot, and the ADS time is also increased as well, which is great to see. And that's kind of it. I mean, I know that they kind of switched up gulag loadouts as well here. I know a lot of people were upset with consistently having to use the pistols, and as you go through the circle, like what guns are you gonna get. So what they're doing is based off of what circle you're in will determine what gun you get at that circle. So example, if you're still in circle 1, you'll only use pistols because that's what you land with. If you're in circle 2, you'll get a C9, a Krig, or a KSV. Circle 3, you'll get same things, but it'll have a couple more pluses to the guns. And then circle 4, same thing, and you'll have more attachments for those guns as well, which is great. The default loadouts were adjusted, which I guess is great for new players that don't have guns leveled up or unlocked. You can start favoriting operators, so you which you couldn't really do before. Random skin selection, but these are stuff that like we should have already had that they're just putting. And then some quality of life changes. Loadout marker icon, I guess, is going to appear a little bit better. Damage closes by station menu setting. Kill feed duration setting. I think the biggest thing out of all this would be the fact that now when you get shot, the red blurriness that comes across the screen as you're getting hit isn't going to be as strong of a visual where it blurs your screen. Your screen will still turn a light red to show you like, oh yeah, I'm getting shot, and I'm getting shot from like this direction over here, but you'll still be able to see, which is cool. A lot of this is quality of life stuff, which it's just they're trying to improve on this. Changing what the skull icon looks like so you can recover your loadout after you die, and etc. They've added a new vehicle, which is a dirt bike. We'll see how that goes. They adjusted the helicopter from medium to light. This is just how explosive and launchers interact with the helicopter, which is cool. New heli passenger view angles have been adjusted. It says that they've adjusted some slight audio on it too, but we'll see. Some of the challenges have been changed up. and then it looks like they try to fix a lot of the bugs that were going on. But as you know, if any Call of Duty, there are still tons of bugs every time you load it up here. I didn't read here about anything with fixing, like when you and your teammates die, the game freezes out, it crashes. I didn't read any of that in this, but maybe it's somewhere in here and maybe I missed it. I didn't read anything with the white screen fix, or when you start the game you get an unintended, like, just bright white light in your face. But maybe that's just something that they're just fixing, or maybe there's something that they still have to get to, but we'll have to see. All in all, though, I'm excited. As long as they continue to make adjustments and changes and listen to the community, I think it's going to be another great season of Warzone. I'm hyped to have ranked here, and then I'm hyped to see what's up and coming. I guess the only thing I would say on this is I'm kind of tired at this point at all these events being wrapped around, like, people smoking weed. I feel like they could do a lot cooler stuff. I feel like this is like the 8th time they've done something revolving weed. There's a lot more cooler things that they can partner up with, movies, TV shows, which they've done in the past. Like the TMNT one was, like, awesome. There's so many different things they could go towards. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the buffs and the nerfs and the fact that, like, Modern Warfare 3 guns and 2 guns have been more of, like, an increase of probably usage now for this season? And how do you feel about the HDR with the nerf that it got? Do you guys think that will be enough, or do you think there's other changes that need to be incoming? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.